Hey guys, Hugh here, and welcome to TapVIDz. I want to just take a moment and go over a couple of strategies and ways that you might want to think about using TapVIDz. Now, as you'll notice that we do have uplinks and we have reloads, and those two are related, and I want to explain to you how they work together. The main thing that you do need to start with is a profile, and you can create the profile actually on TapVIDz, or you can do it on the works. You're also going to need an S3 credential, and I recommend that you just have one S3 with a default bucket in your whole the works installation. Now, if you are working with multiple clients, then you're going to have to probably have multiple buckets, but let's get to that later in a different video. TapVIDz uses your S3 authorization behind the scenes to do a lot of different things. So if you just have one and that's your default, then the system's going to work smoothly from top to bottom. So make sure you do have one S3 bucket saved in the works or in TapVIDz, and I've created this section for you to add your new credential if you don't have one yet. Of course, you can also do this on the works, but the idea is to make it as easy as possible, so that's why I'm putting things into TapVIDz so you don't have to go back and forth between TapVIDz and the works. Just remember, the works is in the background doing all the tasks that you want it to do pretty much invisibly. Okay, let's go to uplinks. Let's go to dashboard, and what is an uplink? An uplink is basically just an uploaded video that sits in one place and it just stays there for the works to do things with in the back end. So if you can add a new uplink, then you're going to want to have, it associated with the niche. You're going to want to have text that is associated with the niche. And there are different ways to strategize that, but when you start, you won't have any templates saved, so you'll want to go from your profile. And if you don't have a profile or an S3, you won't be able to create an uplink. So make sure you do those two things first. You're going to create a new profile. I think you can do that from the dashboard. Well, you can go to profile here, and then you can create a new profile. And once you do create a profile, it will appear on this list right here, and you'll have options to manage all the different things about it. And most especially, I want to draw your attention to the manage connections area, because this is what's going to determine what happens to your video after you upload it. If you have no connections over here, basically it's just going to be an upload. If you do have connections over here, it's going to start distributing your uploaded video to these connections pretty much as soon as you uplink it, or there is also a way to schedule it for later as well when you do the uplink. Now, this particular video is not going to be about how to do an uplink. I'll do that in another video, but I wanted you to understand what exactly an uplink is. If I go add a new uplink and then I select a profile, I've got an S3 selected, and that's the name of my S3. I named it TapVIDz S3, as you saw on the previous screen. And I could just go next, and the next thing that it wants me to do now is to get a video and upload it here. In the next screens, it's going to ask me to edit the text data, make sure I've got all the proper text associated with it and everything. And on the final screen, it's going to ask me to commit to that. As soon as I do, it's going to upload. Well, the video will have been uploaded by then. As soon as I commit to it and submit it, then it's going to go ahead and do the submissions to the various types of sharing sites that I have associated with the profile. Remember, I selected Web Dimensions as the profile for that uplink. So once the video is uploaded, then it's going to go through this whole list here, and whichever ones that we have already implemented, and I'm working on some of them still, but a lot of them do work. For example, it will get submitted to Dailymotion. It will get submitted to my Facebook fan page. That is, actually, the video will be uploaded to those sites on the back end. The Works does the work for you. It will get uploaded to Flickr. Those links will get indexed through the link indexer. Pinterest is not online yet. You don't need to have the S3 connected to the profile actually to use it. It will just grab whatever S3 you have. So I could actually click this button to get rid of that. It goes back over here, and then I would save it. It will go out over OnlyWire. It will go out over SendWire. Twitter's not functional yet, but coming soon. It will go out to my Vimeo channel, and it will go to my YouTube channel. So hopefully you understand the implications of submitting an uplink to a profile, because what will happen is it will get distributed to all these sites that are connected over here. Of course, in order to have the connections in the first place, you need to add them. And that's mainly going to have to be done on the Works. But if you click that button, as I just did, you should be logged in automatically to your Works account. And then you can click here to add a new YouTube channel or a new Vimeo channel down here. Or you can go through any of these down here and add the fan page. You only, by the way, for Facebook, you only need one app. If all your fan pages are under your account, you only need one app. And to add a new fan page, you select duplicate, and then you switch the fan page on the new one. That way you don't have to create a new app for every fan page. So there's how you will connect all the different things that you might need. You can add an indexer, syndication, a spinner. Actually, the spinners do work on the video uploads. I personally, I don't really like it. I don't think it's necessary. And especially once you see what we've got going on in the reload section, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Scripty, we don't have the upload yet. I mean, I have the code, haven't implemented, but this is going to be awesome. All these things are coming. Back to my uplinks, though, switching from the Works back to TapVIDz. If I go to my uplinks, and you'll see I've done quite a few. And you'll notice underneath the uplinks are the uploaded videos. You can see this one got shared to Facebook. This one got shared to YouTube. This one got shared to Vimeo, and so on and so forth. If there was an error, it will appear in red, and you'll be able to see the error. This video format is not supported. It just depends. Sometimes the GoToWebinar codec is rejected by certain ones. Sometimes it works. At least you'll get an indication. If it didn't work, you'll get the error. So this is how the TapVIDz Uplink works. Basically, you upload once, and then you share to multiple sites. You can also see the original MP4 video on S3 just by clicking this button right here. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a license that enables the reload section, then TapVIDz ReLOADz is kind of like puts the uplink section on steroids for you, because what you can actually do now is schedule re-uploads of the same videos. And of course, we don't upload the same video, we re-render the video with various options. But you want to have an uplink first because that's what you're going to choose when you create a new reloads. In fact, the first thing you'll want to do is create a schedule, have the same one. So basically it's just whatever you want to do. You can set 2 per day or however many you want per day. Try not to get crazy with it. I think I'm going to put a limit at 48 per day, which is 2 per hour, which is quite a lot, especially when you consider that you've got multiple channels doing this all at once. So I would, they say sometimes do 8 per day. That's probably the most you should ever do. Once I did 1 video per hour just to test the system, and it worked great. Whether or not YouTube is going to like you for that, that's up to you. I'm not going to be responsible if they decide that you're spamming whatever. So what you need to do is, use more of a surgical precision rather than just spam a lot of crap. So you'll see, for example, I've got right now, and I will add some other ones. So right now I've got these running 6 videos per month, 1 video per week, and 4 videos per week on this one. Now what they say, the ranking factory suggests that for each channel, if you have like 3 channels, then you start out with 8 videos the first day and then cut it back to, a couple videos per day or something. And you can do that with this on autopilot. Of course, you have to do the 8 videos first and then change the schedule. It's very easy to change anything once you have one of these reloads running, because you just go here and edit it. You can select a different schedule or even select a different profile if you decide, if you've already have that video enough times on one profile, you could come here and select a new profile, and then it would start posting the same videos on a different set of YouTube accounts, Vimeo account, YouTube, Vimeo, Daily Motion account, respectively, etc. Just whatever you want to do, you can really, really strategize this. Now, when you do create a new uplink, a new reloads for the first time, you're going to have an uplink already, which means you will have already uploaded a video to your S3 using the uplink section, and then it would be saved in this section right here. Whichever one that you select, it will populate the description that you've already saved with that uplink, and you can add tags, add a signature. And what's even cooler is that you can create variations of titles to let's say, a mobile app. You can create variations of titles so you can dominate keywords and all different kinds of keywords. And I've got those, you can basically propagate modifiers like this. Some of them you don't want, you just remove it. And the ones that you do want, you just add them like this. This is just to show you how it works. Once you do have them all, the ones that you want, let me see, you can see that. Let me scroll this up and scroll this down and save changes. And now you can see all those keywords are here. And so now what's going to happen is that as it repeats its scheduled sharing of the video and re-rendering and sharing, it's going to use this for the title and for the keyword inside the text with the description and everything. What you'll also want to do is add some tags you will grab the tags that you already created when you created the uplink, which I will or would have gone over in a different video. Remember, once again, we start out with an uplink, and that becomes available to create your reloads in here once you've created the uplink. So I can dig, a little bit deeper and drill down further into what the reloads have. Now, we just looked at how to create the different keywords that you want to dominate. You can also add a signature. This can be, as long as you want. You can have a lot of links in here or whatever you want to have in there. You can have an extra link, which will be put, I think it's above the description or after the description. And that helps to kind of standardize, sort of a linking system if you want to do that. The other thing that we've got here is the ability to add an intro clip or an outro clip, and these are selected randomly. If you select all of them, whichever ones that you have selected, the system will select one at random and render it tacked on to the end of your video or tacked on to the beginning of your video, or both. This is a really good way to kind of ensure that your video is always unique, it's always re-rendered, it always has lots of fresh data for YouTube to digest and not say, hey, that's just exactly like another video that you uploaded. So you can create as many intros and outros as you want. And just really quickly, what I like to do to create the intro and outro clips really easily, and you can do, use whatever software you like, but I like to use VidWorks, the clip designer. You can go to sources and grab whatever you want to and open in the clip designer, which is this icon here, clip generator actually I call it. So like you could come in here, and I like space stuff, so you can open some kind of video and put stuff on top of it, including an image. You can add the feature box and whatever. This is just to show you what you can do. It doesn't have to be a white background. It can be transparent. It can be any color that you'd like. And you can also have a headline and a URL, and you can set the color to whatever the fonts. And you can put really just, you type in here to change the feature box. Awesome thing, you type over there, whatever your awesome thing is. And then you can also add effects. The effects aren't visible in real time, but you can do things like do primary colors. You can't see it in the screen here, but there's a lot of different effects you can choose from, and I in fact have done that. As you can see, here's the primary colors. Now what I have implemented into VidWorks is you can now download these clips directly once you've created them, so then you can use them to upload into TapVIDz. And you do that by using the resources section. The resources section actually uploads anything you want to in terms of image, video, and audio, and I'll probably put other files as well. But it uses your, hopefully, one TapVIDz that you have stored with the Works accounts, and So whether you're doing this from TapVIDz or any other software, the resources section in our software will upload to the same S3 and will be available across all the software that the Works runs with. You'll notice that I've got a bunch of stuff here. You can actually even preview it by just changing the item, and that includes video as well. You've got the the full video playback. Well, it's weird. And you can just preview it by changing the selection in the list to see what your video is. I do suggest that you give your file name a descriptive name. That way you know, like I would say, the name of the domain that you want to promote and what the video is, and if there's more than one, give it a number, that sort of thing. The system will add this unique timestamp at the beginning of each file as you upload it. You'll notice here I just said TTS, so that wasn't, for me, that wasn't very smart because I can't really tell what these are. I actually do know what they are, but it's going to get confusing after I upload a lot of stuff. Now I'm going to put the a tag search eventually. Right now you tag them, and that's how you know what they are. I don't have the tag search built into the TapVIDz ReLOADz yet, though, so you have to kind of know what the file name is to make sure that you're activating the appropriate intro or outro clip. To have your video actually be eligible as an intro or outro clip, you do need to tag it with either outro or intro. And how do you do that? Well, you just, let's see, do I have one that isn't? So in order to tag it, you just type in here and you choose outro, and you can click on it as well. To do an intro, you just type intro and click on that or hit enter and make sure it's, as soon as it appears as a tag, it's already been saved. That way it's now going to appear when I do a reloads. It's going to appear down here, either in the intro clips, as you can see right here, or the outro clips, you can see right here. When you do create a reloads, it's going to appear on this list here in the running section. And you can pause it at any time and restart it. You can edit them. And you'll notice that in contrast to the uplink section, you've got more than one set of shares appearing underneath them. In fact, it can get pretty large depending on how many times you want to share it, if you want to keep it going for a long time. And you'll be able to access every one of those shares just by clicking on the icon. And you can also get the embed code if you want to put it into your website or something. And that's true for any sharing site that we have here, including Flickr and YouTube. I put in some a little special section here, which is the link variations. As you know, there are a lot of different URLs for a YouTube video. So what I've done on each one of these is given you the ability to grab the entire list of YouTube URLs so that you can then do other things to rank your video with. I'm talking about something like copying and pasting this into a Google Note, turning it into a doc, publishing it on the web, and then creating links to that document, all those kind of things you can do to help yourself get rankings. There are a number of strategies that you can use. That is just one of them. Now, remember we talked about the profiles, and this is pretty important. because remember, when you do create an uplink, the first thing it's going to do once you submit it is it's going to basically go ahead and share it on all these sites. Now you might not want to do that always. So one thing that you can think about doing is creating a brand new profile that doesn't have any connections, and we'll just call this the uplink profile. And the keywords are just going to be for, I would just say uplink, whatever, not, you don't have to even worry about the keywords in this case. I'm going to save that. And you go on this page, and you don't really have to save anything here if you don't want to. It's probably a good idea, but let's just go right now in A. Should save all of that. So now you see I don't have any connections in here. What I really should add, I believe it's going to require that S3, so I'm going to go ahead and just get that one S3 that I have and put that over and save that. So now if I want to create a new uplink, and I want to use the uplink profile, and there's no text or anything associated with it, let me just grab a video. Okay, I'll just grab this one. It's one of me playing the piano here real quick. And so I'm uploading, remember I'm uploading to the profile that's called just the uplink profile that I just made for you now. So you go ahead and upload this. Have pretty fast internet at this point. Okay, so now it's uploaded. So there's that video is now on S3. If we inspect it, you'll see it's in my TapVIDz account on S3. It's no longer on my computer now. At this point, I would put a headline, because what I do want to do is whatever video that I put in here, I want it, the text data to be already saved. So let's see. Something like that. And I would get some blurb about myself. I really wasn't starting out promoting myself today, but it sort of seems I'm going that direction. So let me just grab something about myself. So I have this bio I did a long time ago. We'll just grab some stuff. Go back and put this in the description. Website link. I'm gonna have okay, so I filled this out with everything that I want to do. I don't need an alternate URL, because that's only if you're doing like a JVZoo or some other link that's banned on some of these platforms, because if you try a JVZoo link, your video upload will fail on Facebook for sure. So let's go ahead and save this as a template as well. I'll call it the H2H Blues template. We'll go next. And you'll notice that I don't have any targeted first tier connections here, and I don't have any targeted second tier connections or third tier connections. But I do have all the data here. Now if I had, you remember when I created this uplink profile, I did not put any connections, so I did that on purpose. Okay, so I'll go ahead and submit that now. And so now we have it on the TapVIDz uplinks, and it's waiting to be processed, but there isn't going to be any processing done because um, I don't have any connections to that, so it'll probably just file it, and if I want I could actually archive it here, and it won't necessarily show up on the link. But there's a reason why I did it this way, because what if I wanted to make this a ReLOADz? And I'm not really planning to make this a ReLOADz, so I just use this. If I wanted to create a new ReLOADz now, I can grab this uplink that I just created, Hugh Hitchcock jamming on some blues piano. Now, if I wanted it to go to a music profile, I could select this Groovephonic mastering and mixing profile, and I could do, let's say, one video per week, siloed and distributed. And I could create a bunch of keywords like I showed you before, or I could do, 8 videos even per day, whatever I wanted to do. Now, I'm really not looking to put this one video out there right now, so I'm not going to do it, but I could also get the intro clips, I could get the outro clips, and depending on which distribution profile I select, that's going to determine where it gets shared to. And if I go back to the profiles, you notice I've selected Groovephonic mastering and mixing. So if I go to my profiles and I actually look at that one here, you'll see that I have a number of sharing channels already connected, including I have a special YouTube channel, a Flickr channel, and I could also create, a Vimeo and so on and so forth. In fact, I may actually have one over here, so I could actually put it on my Beats for Days fan page, which would be appropriate because it's about music. I think I also have a Groovephonic fan page. That would probably be the better one, but I could actually upload it to both of the fan pages. What you shouldn't do is have more than one YouTube channel on a profile. So limit yourself to one YouTube channel per profile, but you can distribute to multiple profiles which have multiple YouTube channels. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video now, so I think you've got some understanding of how this works. What I will do, though, is I will go through an entire campaign setup in the next video so that you'll have a very good roadmap to put all this together. But I wanted you to have these concepts in front of you so you could see, and mainly there you must create an uplink first before you can create a ReLOADz, because the ReLOADz requires you to select one of the uplinks, but you don't have to have an uplink that distributes unless you want to. All right then, I'll see you in the next video.